The Diary of a Young Girl, Chapter 1. The Unique Gift. June 14, 1942. I hope I shall be able to confide everything to you, as I've never been able to confide in anyone. I also hope you shall provide me with great comfort and support. So far, you have been a great source of comfort to me, and so has Kitty, whom I write to on a regular basis now. But this way of keeping a diary is so much nicer, and I can barely wait for those moments when I am able to pen down my thoughts on you. I shall start from the moment you came into my life, when I saw you lying on the table with my other birthday presents. It was Friday, June 12th, and I woke up at 6 a.m., which was not surprising as it was my birthday. But as I am not permitted to wake up so early, I had to hold my curiosity until 7:15. I went to the dining room first, where Moche, the cat, gave me a warm welcome by rubbing her body against my legs. After 7, I entered the living room to see my presents. You were the first thing that I saw, one of my nicest presents. After that, I saw a bouquet of roses, a few peonies, and a potted plant. Daddy and Mama gave me a blue blouse, a game, a bottle of grape juice that tasted little like wine. Wine is made from grape juice, after all. A jar of cold cream, a puzzle, 2.50 guilders, and a gift certificate for 2 books. I also got other presents like lots of candy and a strawberry tart from Mother. Granny sent me a letter that arrived right on time, but that was just a coincidence. Hanley came to pick me up after that, and we left for school. During lessons, I handed over the homemade cookies that I had baked myself to my teachers and fellow students as I went to gym with the rest of the class. I am not permitted to take part as my hips and shoulders tend to get dislocated. I reached home only at 5. I got to choose which game my classmates would play as it was my birthday. I chose volleyball, and later they danced around me in a circle singing Happy Birthday. Shane Latterman was already there when I reached home. Els Wagner, Hanley Gosler, and Jacqueline Van Marsen, who are in the same class as me, came home with me after gym. Hanley and San were my 2 best friends, and people seeing us together used to say, "There go Annie, Hanny, and Sanny." I met Jacqueline Van Marsen only when I started at the Jewish ლიკვ, and she is my best friend now. Elsie is Hanley's best friend, and Shane goes to another school and has friends there. They gifted me a beautiful book called Sasas and Lessons, but gave me volume 2 by mistake, so I exchanged 2 other books I had for volume 1. Aunt Helen gave me a puzzle, Aunt Stephanie a darling brooch, and Aunt Lenny a lovely book, Daisy Goes to the Mountains. This morning, as I lay in the bathtub, I thought how wonderful it would be to have a dog like Rin Tin Tin. I'd take him to school with me where he could stay in the janitor's room or by the bicycle racks if the weather was good. My birthday party was on Sunday afternoon, and the Rin Tin movie was a big hit with my classmates. I got 2 brooches, 2 books, and a bookmark. June 20, 1942. I find writing in a diary a strange experience. This is not only because this is the first time I am writing, but also because I feel that no one will be interested in the thoughts of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it really doesn't matter. I feel right writing, and the need to get things off my chest is also great. Paper has more patience than people. I was reminded of the saying on a particular depressing day. I was sitting at home, chin in my hands, bored and less stressed, wondering if I should step outside or stay indoors. Finally, I stayed where I was, pondering. Yes, paper does have more patience, and since I'm not planning to have anyone else read my diary unless I find a real friend. It won't make much of a difference. The main reason for me to keep a diary is that I don't have a friend. But no one will believe that a 13-year-old is all alone in this world. I'm not. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old elder sister as family. I have 30 people I can call friends and a throng of admirers who can't keep their eyes off me in a classroom. I have loving aunts and a good home. I have everything except that one true friend. I just think about having a good time when I'm with friends and can only talk about normal everyday things. We don't get any closer, and that is the problem. Perhaps it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. But that's how things are, and unfortunately, they won't change. I don't want to pen down the facts in this diary as most people do. I want the diary to be my friend that I never had. And I'm going to call this friend Kitty. Much as I hate doing, I must provide a brief sketch of my life instead of diving right in and making it difficult for people to understand what I have written to Kitty. My adorable and loving father married my mother when he was 36 and she was 25. My sister Margaret was born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1926. I was born on June 12, 1929 and lived in Frankfurt till age 4. As we are Jewish, my father immigrated to Holland in 1933 as the managing director of the Dutch Opekta Company, a company manufacturing products to make jam. My mother, Edith Hollander Flank, accompanied him to Holland in September, and Margaret and I were sent to stay with our grandmother in Aachen. Margaret left for Holland in December, and I went to February as a birthday gift for Margaret. I joined the Montessori nursery school immediately and stayed there till I was 6. When I started first grade, Mrs. Kypris, the principal, was my teacher in the 6th grade. We were both in tears as we bid goodbye to each other at the end of the year. I had been accepted at the Jewish Requiem where Margaret was already studying. Our lives were not rosy, as our relatives in Germany were a victim to Hitler's anti-Jewish laws. Post the 1938 pogroms, my maternal uncles escaped from Germany to seek refuge in North America. My 73-year-old grandmother arrived to live with us. May 1940 brought bad times. There was the war to begin with, followed by the capitulation and the arrival of the Germans. That's when the trouble began for the Jewish. A series of anti-Jewish decrees severely curbed our freedom. Jews were required to wear a yellow star and turn in their bicycles. They were banned from using streetcars or even riding any car, including their own. They had to do their shopping between 3 and 5 p.m. and could only visit Jewish-owned barber shops and beauty parlors. Jews were forbidden to be out on the streets between 8 p.m. and 6 p.m. a.m. and could not attend theaters, movies, or any form of entertainment. They could not use tennis courts, swimming pools, hockey fields, or any other athletic field. Jews could not sit in their gardens after 8 p.m., could not visit Christian homes, and could only attend Jewish schools. Grandma fell ill in the summer of 1941 and had to have an operation. Hence, my birthday passed with little celebration. In the summer of 1940, it was the same story on my birthday because the war had just ended in Holland. In January 1942, Grandma died. No one is aware how much I love her and miss her. My birthday was celebrated in 1942 to make up for the past, and Grandma's candle was lit along with the rest. The four of us are still doing well, and that brings us to the present date of June 20, 1942. Yours, Annie.